Welcome back, truth seekers. We are back with another interesting series, British Empire. And 53% viewers are regularly watching videos, but they haven't subscribed. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never missed any episode of the Truth Chronicles. So let's begin. So there are 8 segments each video. We discuss 2 segments. The British Empire, a comprehensive exploration of colonial power and legacy. The British Empire stands as one of history's most vast and influential colonial powers, shaping the world in profound ways for over 3 centuries. From its origins in the 16th century to its eventual decline in the mid-20th century, the empire's reach, impact, and complexities are a multifaceted tale of conquest, trade, cultural exchange, and lasting global legacies. Segment 1. Origins and Expansion. The British Empire's foundations were laid during the Age of Exploration, driven by a desire for trade routes, resources, and geopolitical dominance. It began with the establishment of overseas colonies and trading posts, including those in the Americas, Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. The colonization of Ireland, North America, and the Caribbean marked significant early expansions. Origins and Expansion, unveiling the birth of the British Empire. The British Empire, a sprawling network of colonies that shaped the course of history, traces its origins to the Age of Exploration. This era, spanning the 15th to 17th centuries, witnessed the quest for new trade routes, access to valuable resources, and the assertion of geopolitical dominance. The empire's beginnings were rooted in the establishment of overseas colonies and trading posts, driven by the ambition of European powers to secure their positions in a changing world. Age of Exploration and Global Ambitions. The Age of Exploration marked a transformative period in human history. European nations embarked on daring voyages to navigate uncharted waters, spurred by the allure of spices, precious metals, and new trade routes to Asia. The British, along with other European powers, sought to expand their influence and secure their economic interests. Trade routes and geopolitical dominance. The British Empire's foundations were deeply intertwined with the pursuit of lucrative trade routes. The Ottoman Empire's control over existing trade routes to Asia prompted European explorers to seek alternative routes, leading to the discovery of new lands and territories. These discoveries fueled competition among European powers to establish footholds in strategic locations. Overseas colonies and trading posts. The British Empire's emergence was characterized by the establishment of colonies and trading posts in various parts of the world. These outposts served as hubs for trade, resource extraction, and the assertion of imperial authority. Colonies were set up in the Americas, Africa, Asia, and the Pacific, gradually expanding the empire's influence. Colonization of Ireland. The colonization of Ireland marked an early expansion of the British Empire. Beginning in the 12th century, English monarchs sought to extend their authority over Ireland, leading to centuries of conflict, cultural assimilation, and resistance. The colonization of Ireland set a precedent for the empire's expansionist policies and the challenges posed by cultural integration. North America and the Caribbean. The British Empire's growth extended to North America and the Caribbean during the 17th century. The colonization of regions such as Jamestown in Virginia and the establishment of Caribbean sugar plantations marked significant milestones. These colonies contributed to the empire's economic prosperity through resource exploitation, trade, and agricultural production. Africa and Asia. The empire's expansion into Africa and Asia was driven by the desire for valuable resources and trading opportunities. British trading companies, such as the British East India Company, played a pivotal role in establishing trading posts and securing influence in regions like India. These ventures laid the groundwork for the empire's later dominance in these areas. Legacy and Lessons. The British Empire's origins and expansion are a testament to the ambition, resourcefulness, and pursuit of power that defined the Age of Exploration. The early colonies and trading posts set the stage for the empire's subsequent growth, influence, and impact on global history. However, this expansion also had profound consequences for indigenous populations, cultures, and societies, leading to complex legacies that continue to be studied and debated today. In conclusion, the origins and expansion of the British Empire were shaped by the ambitions of exploration, trade, and geopolitical dominance. The establishment of colonies and trading posts across the globe laid the groundwork for the empire's rise to prominence and the complex tapestry of its historical impact. Understanding these beginnings provides valuable insights into the forces that shaped the world and the enduring repercussions of imperial expansion. Segment 2. Colonial Rule and Dominance. The empire's growth was characterized by diverse forms of control, ranging from direct rule to indirect influence. The Indian subcontinent became a crown jewel, with the British East India Company playing a pivotal role in its colonization. The empire's industrial might supported its colonial endeavors, facilitating resource extraction, trade, and the spread of British influence. Colonial rule and dominance, unveiling the mechanisms of British imperial power. The British Empire's ascent to dominance was marked by a complex web of colonial rule and influence that spanned continents, cultures, and centuries. From the Indian subcontinent to Africa and beyond, the empire's growth was orchestrated through diverse forms of control, fueled by ambitions of economic prosperity, strategic positioning, and the spread of British influence. Varieties of colonial control. The British Empire employed a range of administrative models to exercise control over its vast territories. Direct rule. In some regions, direct rule involved British officials and institutions governing colonial territories. This was notably evident in crown colonies where British administrators held considerable power. Indirect rule. Other territories experienced indirect rule, where local leaders were co-opted to govern on behalf of the British. This was often employed in areas where British presence was limited. Protectorates and spheres of influence. Protectorates and spheres of influence granted the British control over foreign policy and strategic affairs while allowing local authorities to manage internal affairs. The jewel in the crown. India's subjugation. The British Empire's reach extended to the Indian subcontinent, where the British East India Company played a pivotal role in colonization. Initially established for trade, the company gradually transformed into a powerful political entity that wielded both economic and military might. The Battle of Plassey in 1757 marked a turning point, solidifying British control over parts of India. Economic exploitation and resource extraction. The empire's industrial might played a significant role in its colonial endeavors. The development of steam power, manufacturing, and transportation allowed the British to extract resources from their colonies on an unprecedented scale. Raw materials, agricultural produce, and minerals were transported back to Britain, fueling the Industrial Revolution and contributing to economic prosperity. Trade and economic policies. The empire's economic dominance was reinforced by policies that favored British interests. Colonies were often relegated to producing raw materials and agricultural products, while manufactured goods were imported from Britain. This imbalance perpetuated economic dependency and hindered the development of local industries. Cultural imposition and the spread of British influence. Colonial rule was accompanied by cultural imposition. English language, education, legal systems, and administrative practices were propagated, often at the expense of indigenous languages and traditions. This spread of British influence had enduring effects on colonial societies, shaping their cultural, political, and social landscapes. Resistance and revolts. Colonial rule was met with resistance across different regions. The Indian Rebellion of 1857, also known as the Sepoy Mutiny, showcased the Indian populace's discontent with British rule. Movements advocating for self-determination, such as the Indian National Congress, emerged in response to colonial oppression. Legacy and reflection. The legacy of colonial rule is complex and far-reaching. While some regions experienced economic development and infrastructure improvements, many others suffered from exploitation, cultural disruption, and social inequalities. The influence of colonial-era administrative systems and legal frameworks can still be observed in former colonies today. In conclusion, the British Empire's colonial rule and dominance were driven by a diverse array of strategies, from direct governance to indirect influence. The empire's presence in the Indian subcontinent, its economic exploitation, and its cultural impact are threads in the fabric of global history. Reflecting on this era provides insights into the complexities of power dynamics, the effects of imperialism, and the enduring consequences of colonial legacies. So that's the today video. I hope you will enjoy the video, and if you enjoy, so don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never missed any episode of the Truth Chronicles.